So that way
I can sit on your lap if you want.
Okay.
We have the social soda. Take two.
So I'm doing this all over again.
Oh, so this time I can say
Yes.
okay.
So take it from the top.
Take it from the top.
Okay. Hello, Facebook world.
And make her say it this time.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. This is our second attempt. I'm Sabi Gutierrez.
I'm Digna Caruso.
And together we are
The Social Soda.
So as you all know, the Social Soda has joined forces with the hashtag Red Production. And our mission is spreading awareness and bringing light to the stigma that is attached to HIV/AIDS. So we want to create awareness, spread, education. And so we created a series in the introduction to the Red Production. And that allows us to have all the amazing people involved in the Red Production. So we will be interviewing them every week. And today's amazing person is our very special guest, Patti Lennon Potter.
Yay.
Thank you
Welcome,
for being
Patti.
here.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Hi.
I'm excited to be here.
Yay. Well, we're excited to have you.
Yeah, definitely. So, Patti, how long have you been doing art?
I have been a full-time artist since 2015.
Okay, so it's not too long.
Yeah, not too long, although I've been creative my whole life.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the path that I followed. Yeah,
What
in the
was your
beginning.
path before?
I went into science.
Mhm.
Actually, kind of when I was young, I did a lot of creative things, but I never really thought it was a viable option to go into the arts.
That's what I wanted to ask you, because most little girls grow up, and they do their little their sketches, or they do clothes for their dolls. But I don't know if they ever feel like that's an actual career. Like they think it's something they just do for fun.
Yeah, I don't think I did. My family was kind of encouraging me to go into something that would actually pay the bills, and they saw me in the sciences.
Yeah.
And that's the direction that I went.
Because I feel like that's also another stigma. You can't make any money being an artist.
Well, a lot of
is what a lot of people
parents,
think.
yeah. I mean, and I think it's out of fear, because it is so hard, and it's like you'll hear it's like, oh, the art's worth more when you're dead than alive, and it's like. So, I mean, I think it's just out of parents being protective and wanting them to take a path that is more sure,
Absolutely. And that was definitely their, they wanted the very best for me. And ironically, then the company I was working for as an environmental scientist went bankrupt. And I found myself at 50 putting my resume out and I just, for the first time in my life, was having doors shut in my face, and I really didn't understand why. And I think it was that I was supposed to do art. People kept encouraging me to do that. And one day I decided, I wrote it on a piece of paper with a magic marker and stuck it to my refrigerator. And with the help of my now husband, Bruce, it's been a crazy rise.
So fast forward 4 years to now.
Can I point that out, though? Visualization. Take that. Put it out. When people don't believe that a visualization is a real thing, guys, it's a real thing.
It really is.
It's a real thing. That's why you have vision boards. That's why you
write
your.
We're big believers in vision boards.
So people that don't think that actually putting pictures or words on a wall or somewhere that you can see, this is real. There's billionaires that can attest to this. So
Can I just take one more second and add to that? The day that I did that, Bruce and I left my little apartment in Midtown. We went to District 7 Grill, ran into a friend who then commissioned 3 pieces of art from me that day.
If that wasn't a bigger sign that this was what you were meant to be doing.
And it's been, I mean, I have a great supportive husband who helps me do everything. I mean, literally everything.
Well, that makes a world difference when you have that support system. They help you to reach your dreams.
Yeah. And I mean, like we spoke earlier, it's sometimes we need that person that believes in us more than we believe in ourselves when we're feeling down. And
we are our own worst critics.
Yes,
we never believe in ourselves the way other people do.
Oh, absolutely. And he saw where we are in the career now. He saw that then, and I didn't see it. And yeah, I mean,
and I see and I see you both together. I see like your videos, and he is your number one cheerleader.
he is. He really is. He is. He does everything. He builds the substrates that I paint on.
Oh, wow.
He, you know, when I need equipment or I need materials and stuff that I don't have the time or the mindset to find, he locates those for me and makes sure that they show up at the house and I have them. And
Wow.
he, you know, transports me from place to place, and he helps me organize everything. And he, you know, keeps me on track social media wise and all of these things that, you know, but whether it's your husband or your friend, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, to be successful, I think you always have to have somebody in your corner.
You do.
I mean, we can pull
Yes, we
ourselves
do.
up by our
You
bootstraps and all of that,
do.
but really the synergy that happens, and especially back to Red Production, we're talking about your series. I'm so glad that you're highlighting. I'm happy to be here, and
Well,
it's
we're
really
so
not about
happy
me,
to
but I'm
have
glad you're
you.
highlighting that it takes so many people
Exactly.
to pull these things off
Well,
and to
and
make a
not
difference.
only that, Patty, the people that are involved in this project are amazing people and deserve to be highlighted and celebrated, and people to know what you're about. Not just the
Exactly.
name, but know what you're about.
Well, and they say, you know, if you want something done, get a busy person. To
I
do
always
it.
say that. I always say that.
It's the truth.
I
It is.
always-
So all these people are really dynamic personalities. They are very busy. They're involved in their work, and they're involved in their community. But their heart for this project, how can you not have a heart for reminding people that it doesn't matter? You deserve love.
Now, when was the introduction to the Red Production, and why did you decide, you know what, this is something that I want to pursue, this is something that I want to be a part of?
Yeah, so I met at Come Heels or High Water for Broadmoor Rescue last year or so.
Mhm.
I met Boy and Bobby, and it was, you know, I got caught up in the tsunami that is, you know, the energy of Boy and Bobby. And that's too negative. It's a happy tsunami, but I mean, it is so much energy. And so when they started to explain to me their vision for this, like so many of us who are a part of it, their passion for it came through, and their heart for this came through, and the reality of the need for this came through. And I just, you know, and so
And
here we are.
I agree with you, because there is a lot of events for breast cancer, leukemia. They do a lot of fundraisers, and it's talked about a lot, but no one really talks about AIDS.
Right. Not anymore. You know, so I will be a speed limit sign this June. I'll be 55. So I'm old enough to remember when AIDS really hit the US in the 1970s. We actually talked about patient zero, who the first person was to bring AIDS into the United States.
Wow.
And if I remember correctly, it was a young man who was a steward, like, you know, on a airplanes, and he was involved in you know, just some behaviors, and that opened him up to this disease. And then they traced this back to him. So there was so much stigma. There was so much about find this guy and figure out how we can stop all this. But it became such a
witch hunt.
craze. Yeah, it was kind of a witch hunt.
Wow.
And then we went through a period of being educated about what AIDS is and HIV, and how you can really get it and how you can't get it, and how hugging someone and showing someone compassion and love and care and all of that, you know, is not a way that you're going to transmit this disease.
I watched a documentary in I think Bono, he had become a huge activist, and
He's a huge activist and everything, yeah.
And he had invited someone that was infected with the virus, and he touched him. He shook his hand or gave him a hug. So then that, I guess, impulse, I think it was the president of in that time, and they said that person had not been touched in so long because of his diagnosis, that it was mind-blowing, he just felt so moved because he had not had physical contact in so long.
Yeah, and it's the importance of physical contact as humans. I mean, when babies are born, it's like the first thing that they do is put them on the mom's chest. They have the fathers take off their shirts so that they can have that skin to skin contact, and then to to get that completely taken away. I mean, that's hard.
Well,
Right.
as humans, that's what we crave. We
Mhm.
crave human interaction. We crave that affection. So for you to have it denied to you because people are afraid,
Right.
you know.
And so, my understanding is that AIDS Foundation Houston doesn't just educate; they actually get in the trenches, and they're dealing with this on all levels, and really this
Yes.
compassionate care to people at this really critical time in their lives is just, it's amazing to me. So
The AIDS Foundation Houston is an amazing organization that does so much that no one really people don't have an idea of all the programs that they have. We interviewed Tom last Friday, and we were just blown away by everything that they do. Not only with the free testing, but they offer counseling, they offer housing, they help you if you've lost your job because of the diagnosis. They also have a system for people that were incarcerated, and once they're released, if they don't know how to keep up with their medication, like they do so much.
They do. So thank you so much for being a part of this.
Oh yeah, so that is one part of the art that we, has been the biggest part of what we do is the philanthropy. And so I paint live at charities, and this piece behind us is actually a piece that I developed for a live painting that I did, and it was for Keels and Wheels. It was just recently, so I painted this. I brought this with me.
And this is a minor scale of what you've actually painted.
So the other one was the one I painted, I believe, was 5 feet by 3 feet.
Yes, because I remember the
Wow.
paintings from last year. They were pretty
That's
large.
I
Yes.
do some big stuff.
Yeah.
Big stuff.
So
yeah.
how would you describe your style?
Yeah, well, I'm a little all over the place, and I had someone one time tell me that an art, person in the art business, and said you need to pick one style and just go with that. And I said, well, then I'm going to fail because I am all over the place. Sometimes I'm in this impressionist mode, and I really like the color and the texture of all of that. This is an example of some of the stuff that I paint live, and
I
this
love
is part of my
those.
flow series.
This
So
is
there's-
kind of what you had last year at the Red production,
yes,
right? I
yeah.
definitely see it.
And
You can
so
see it.
this piece here.
Boy, am I showing that? Is it showing on camera? Okay, yeah.
So this piece here is called Crazy Few, and it's sold actually at the Red production. As a matter of fact, and this is like 4 feet by 4 feet. This piece is part of my flow series, and this is huge. It's like 6 foot tall. And
This
4
I
feet
love.
high.
I love that
love.
particular style that you do. It's so iconic. I just love the colors.
I
pops.
literally want to just buy a little loft and then just like
Decorate
fill
it with
it
amazing
with all
art.
of your art. Just do like a sexy little dark,
Yes.
Yeah.
bachelorette pad or bachelor pad, and just like
Oh, I
plaster-
love that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Kooky
I
furniture.
love
Oh, that would be so cool.
I
So,
absolutely love that.
I want to talk about this one because you were telling us the story behind that. This one here, it's amazing. I want to show the audience. Look how
So
beautiful
this is
that
just a digital mock-up. I'm going to be painting a similar piece at the Houston Symphony Gala on May 10th, I believe it is. And I always paint from visual reference. So when someone says, okay, I have an event I want you to paint for, I start with something really simple like a pencil sketch, charcoal sketch like this. And then usually I'll scan my sketch into my computer. And then in this case, I took some music, and this is Beethoven's, I think it's the Fourth Symphony. I'm going to check it out. But and then I kind of flipped it backwards and upside down, and I can explain to you why I did that. But and then I take my pencil sketch and I put it over top. All this I do in paint. And then I just go in and I kind of figure out color structure, and in my mind, I'm painting it live, and I'm just kind of blocking out how much time it will take. And then I print it, usually not this big. I did that for today. And I paint from that when I paint live. So I start with a blank canvas, and then I paint that. So this is called Maiden in the Middle because the symphony that Beethoven did was not considered his greatest until more recently. And it was considered lesser than the one before it and the one after it. So I called her Maiden in the Middle. And
It's such an incredible story. And I want to ask you, since you do this live, do you ever start and then end up in a different direction from when you started?
I don't, because it's really a performance. And I feel like, like any performer, my work when I'm performing ends in this tangible piece of art. But I still feel like the people who are watching me, they're seeing the performance, and I really want it to be something where I know the direction I'm going in, so I'm not standing in the way of their experience. I want them to be experience, you know, my intent. And a lot of artists will say, and one of my mentor, Taff McWhorter, would say there are no mistakes. And certainly I've never seen him make one, but I feel like if you're intentional, sometimes you can make a mistake because you're intending to do something and you miss the mark. And that's okay. You can learn. You certainly can learn from.
But I
all
would
of that.
agree with that, because if it's art, it's an expression. I don't think there can be a mistake if it's an expression of how you feel. Like, I don't think there's room for mistakes.
I do appreciate it. My science mind kicks in, and I'm like, okay, if I intend to create a shadow, and that shadow should have a blue undertone, and it doesn't, then I in my mind I see that, and I'm
Just
like,
be like, no, I'm taking more of a Salvador Dali effect.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. So really stuff like this. So I do some really highly detailed. So if you go to a hashtag artist Patti Lennon or artistpattilennon.com, and it's Patti with an I, LENNON.com, you'll see some really, there's part of my historic Houston series is are watercolors, and they're really detailed. I'm under a jeweler's loop, and I have 1 or 2 hairs in my brushes, and it literally takes
That's
forever
crazy.
to do these pieces. But that kind of work, it feeds the science side of me, and so in those moments, but like that people think is really hard, and for me, I really enjoy it. That I find a lot harder because I have to let go.
Wow.
I have to let go of the idea that it has to be
Uniform,
mapped out, and
so this is more
uniformed and
free
all.
form.
That's much more free form. Yeah, and for me,
Wow.
like that's just I
That's
have to
interesting.
constantly restrain myself from restraining myself
because your logical side,
hilarious.
your logical side is kicking in, and it's trying to take over your artistic side.
Yes. And I keep, hearing those people in my mind, who have told me, be free, let that go, see what comes of it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
I find myself fighting. That's how I find myself fighting with my logical side and my artistic side all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just go with it. No. And
Right?
it's a constant battle. But you know what? I like my more freer self because I can be a little uptight sometimes.
I'm not artistic, so I don't have that problem.
Yes, you are. You're artistic. She's
your beautiful hair.
Yes,
and
that's what I
the
was
way
gonna
you
say. You're
carry yourself.
artistic in a different
thanks.
form. Like
Yeah.
your fashion, that's being artistic.
Yeah,
You
it
got
is.
great style.
Yeah. The way you move through
She
the
walks
world
in.
is
She
awesome.
walks in, and she's just sashaying with such ease, and
Oh,
she's got
wow.
this cute outfit, and she wants to say she's not artistic.
Oh, I never thought of it that way.
Stop it.
Oh my gosh. But let me get back to this one here.
Okay.
Now, we did talk about Beethoven, and we have your calendar because you are a busy
I
gal.
am. I'm gonna look at my calendar too. 'Cause
Okay. Well, I wanted to skip to this one. Okay.
Okay.
You are on
Okay.
5/10. What? Jennifer?
May.
May. Oh my God.
I know.
On May 10th,
Yes.
you are going to be at the Houston Symphony painting live.
Houston Symphony Gala.
Houston
and
Symphony
so
Gala.
And
at their
this one
gala.
will be the one you're painting live.
This is the inspiration for the one I'm
Okay.
painting live. And we just secured that deal, and to be there. I think it's the first time they've ever had a live painter at this event, and I'm really excited about it because my husband and I, on our very first date, he took me to the symphony in Houston.
So
I
that
know.
actually has a special.
It has a
meaning
really
to you?
special meaning. And then we're also, he and I are on the advisory board for River Oaks Chamber Orchestra. If you haven't been, you need to go. It is amazing. They do great work.
Wow.
World musicians from all over the world. But I was excited to get contacted about painting for them. They have the funding goes towards the arts, music arts, and just
Yeah.
funding people in the community from, I believe, and I hope I'm not mistaken, but from, children up to the adults who are trying to make the world, in music.
Well,
How
I
exciting.
think that I've read that there's not enough art programs in schools. I remember growing up as a kid, we had art programs in our schools, and when my kids were in school, they didn't really have art. They didn't have theater in their school. I mean, of course, my kids were in a smaller town, but I feel like maybe they take away some of those programs.
Maybe. Yeah.
No, they have.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
so funny because we're so spoiled in Houston because we do have the performance arts. We do have,
We really
you know, like art and sculpture. We have like all of that stuff. And it's like I lived in Las Vegas for on and off almost a decade. And they just maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Don't quote me on this, guys. Don't quote me on this guy. But just recently,
Do your
we
own
just,
research.
Yeah, we just got a Wortham Center where, you know, performing arts
Really?
and stuff like that. They do have a very good like artsy school for sing and dance and whatnot that
Right.
Mia went to. But yeah, we are so spoiled.
I think
you
they
know?
have different type of art in Vegas.
Vegas.
Oh yeah, different, different types of art. No, but I mean, we are so lucky, and
are.
yeah,
Houston is so diverse. I think we are very, very blessed. You know, yesterday my son was at the Van Gogh exhibit that they have,
yeah.
and I'm dying to
I actually
go.
just told Eric that I want to go to the fall.
interactive. It's
Yeah,
I
you can take pictures and
Yes, he took a picture and he had he was doing a painting. It was so cute. I was like, I want to go so bad.
yeah.
I'm gonna put it on my list. I will make sure by next week I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
Ooh.
don't miss him while he's here.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to see Van Gogh exhibit in I believe it's called the Reich Museum in Amsterdam in 2009, and it was really,
Wow.
you know, they have the ropes, the
Yes.
velvet ropes, and I was leaning over so far to see, it was actually Rembrandt's Mona Lisa, but I was leaning over like that, and I like lost my balance, and right before I you know, fell completely over, some man grabbed me from the back by the back of my
could you
coat. and
imagine?
saved me, yeah. But anyway, but anyway, so I got to see Van Gogh's stuff while I was there too, Starry Night and everything, and it was just,
How amazing
Yeah.
is that?
it's crazy. It's really crazy.
Sometimes I just stand there in awe and I wonder, you know, what gives them such imagination? What gives them that creativity? It's like I don't know. I just stand there. I just amazed.
You know,
sometimes.
I describe art when you really want to like indulge yourself into somebody's art. I remember I went to the Grand Canyon and I never really cared for the Grand Canyon, and it wasn't until I actually went that I understood how great it was. And I remember going to the Monet exhibit in the Bellagio, and it wasn't until I had it in front of my face that you were just like, wow.
You see the stroke work.
Yes.
You see the match. Yeah, two-dimensional. I run into that with my art, especially the Flow series a lot, that you can't photograph it very well. And so it's always, you know, I was talking to your husband earlier and telling him that really as an artist, you want people to look into your work. It's one of the reasons I did this upside down and backwards in the notes, because you'll recognize it as a music score, but then you kind of look and you think, what is wrong with that? You have to look closer at it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I love when people are sitting in front of the flow and the light changes. They're
Exactly.
just looking at it, and that's
And I
what we
remember
want.
that.
We wanna connect
I
with
remember that
you.
about yours is like how sexy your paintings were, and
Thank
I just
you.
like, and I love the
Yes.
way the light would reflect off of them, and I just like, I would start envisioning where would this look amazing, and which gave me that whole
But
like,
isn't it amazing how art can do that to you? It
it
moves
puts you in
it
a
moves-
mood.
It moves some emotions in you that it takes you to a different
Mhm.
place.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how like with Van Gogh, his paintings are so old. He's from a different century,
Oh
and
my
it still
gosh.
transcends time, and you're just like,
Yes.
it moves you to, you're speechless. You just stand there and you're just looking at it like, wow, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's all we want.
Yeah.
That's all we want as artists. Just stand there and just kidding.
So
But
Patty,
no, yeah.
tell us a little bit. I know you have a full calendar.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
so I do have. So I wanted to invite everyone to. It's a free public event at the Conroe Art League actually tomorrow evening, and you can look on my Facebook page, Artist Patti Lennon, or on Instagram as well, which is just at Artist Patti Lennon.
And we'll make sure to include all your links on our
good.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my husband keeps all of our events up to
Okay.
date. So that is an invitational that it's an international, their 4th annual international invitational. I got invited, and one of my flow pieces is actually there.
Mhm.
It was the piece that I had in a dream 6 years ago. On the 7th of April, I'll be live painting and benefiting Big Brothers and Big Sisters at the Big Taste.
It's a great organization too.
Taking a little break and going to Rio to visit my daughter.
Brazil.
When I get back on the 27th, I'll be painting at the Cattle Barons Ball, and then on the 10th at the Houston Symphony. Going to jet off to Chicago for an event there, and then the Red Production
On the 24th.
on the 24th. And then one other public event is going to be at the Four Seasons Quattro Bar. It's part of their summer series art program at the bar. I'm just going to be painting there just for the fun of it. It's free. Come up. Drinks aren't free. Food's not free, but my entertainment's free.
Wow, you have a full calendar.
You do, and that's truly a blessing.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's great. We love to come out, and the people in Houston are fantastic. In the last 3.5 years that we've been painting live for charity, we've raised over $165,000.
Do y'all hear that? $160,000
Really,
raised.
Houston's done that. They've come out
And that is a true testament of your work, because if you keep getting invited back, that means you are doing good.
Thanks.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
So I want to ask you a question. What is going to be your inspiration for the Red Production? # the Red Production.
You know, we've gone back and forth a little bit
I'm
about
curious.
it. And I had come up with one idea that I loved, but I practiced and practiced, and I couldn't get it right. So I am going to actually use I'm going to use this sketch as a basis for the beginning of another piece. She's not going to be holding a violin. She's going to be some bright, vibrant colors, of course. #red, the Red Production, just to remind everybody where they are and what they're doing. But this will be the beginning of the piece, and so if that gives you some idea, but none of us really know yet. But I'll have it ready, I swear.
Yeah, we have time. We have time.
I'll be ready.
Wow.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give any baby artist? And I'm not talking about babies like in their teens or, you know, their 20s. I'm talking about babies like maybe they're in their 40s, you know, and they're just starting. Maybe, you know, they're done. Maybe they're getting ready to retire, and they're like, you know what, I want to start pursuing this. What advice
go after it?
Yeah.
I get asked that a lot, actually, and I have an opportunity to return the favor and mentor some other artists periodically. And one of the things I always tell them is, like, art is truly a business. There's this dichotomy between being super busy and having to do the business side of art, which is something that most artists none of us really want to do it. And that does actually interfere with creativity. So you have to maybe mark off really specific time periods where that's all you do is the business part, and then you can be free to be creative. So one is schedule your time like you're in a business. The other thing is that you are in a business, and people expect a certain level. You should expect a certain level from your craft. So whatever it is that you do, it doesn't matter what type of painting.
Thank you for that.
Learn your basics, learn how to hold your brush, learn the materials, learn what your mediums do and how to use them. That way, when you have the creative inspiration and it comes, you have a much better chance of actually creating what it is that you have in your heart and your mind. Sometimes, like, I dreamt about the Flow series 6 years ago. I had at least a dozen fails between what I saw in that dream and when I finally found the materials. Actually, my husband found them and created that first piece that actually was like that. But it was a lot of work in between. So learn your craft, and then you can be very comfortable about putting your work out there, and you can say, this is the best I could do right now, and I love it.
Yeah, I love it. That is solid, real advice.
And you would say, don't be too hard on yourself. Just
and don't be, you know, we all know this. You learn more from mistakes than you do from successes, and I just don't think that you can fail if you just, you know, get up every day, breathe in and out, put one foot in front of the other, and give it your best effort, and show your work. Get your work out there. Don't keep it to yourself. If your goal is to make it a career, people have to see your work. So if you don't have a space to show in, find artists who do and want to share the expenses. Maybe you share, you know, get the wine and the cheese trays, or whatever it is. And just get out there as much as you can. And
I think
I would definitely agree with that.
I think in 100%. Houston, there's so many places that love art, you know, so there are a lot of places that may let you hang it, you know, and at a minimal or even for free. And even in the places where there is not a huge art community, be the pioneer. You are going to be like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Because I I can assure you that there's probably people dying for that are wanting, that are craving art, and you might be giving them what you're looking, what they're looking for.
I have my art in galleries, and I have it in fashion designers' studios, and I have it in coffee shops. And you know, so people have to see your art.
Exactly.
And let them, and then also share who you are and let them know, you know, who you are and why you do what you do.
It's
'Cause
kind
they
of
wanna
like
know you.
it's kind of like real estate, you know. Don't be a secret agent. They always tell us that. Don't be a secret agent,
I
you know.
love
And
that.
it's true. It's like,
Yes,
okay,
it's
if
absolutely
you're
true.
pouring your heart and your soul into your art,
But you're not
Don't-
telling people that you
don't
are
keep
an
it
agent.
locked up. You know, don't keep it locked up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, share it.
But be a risk taker.
Yes.
If you believe in the dream, even though you don't think you're the best artist, but you believe in you know, you want to be an artist, then believe it. Go take the risks, you know, show your art. Ask somebody if you can hang your
Mhm.
painting somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. And I gave a lot of my art away when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I would sell art, because I'd give it to a friend or family, or I'd gift it and they'd hang it, and somebody'd say, "Oh, where'd you get that?" And they'd say, oh, you know, and they would send them to me, and you know, I would sell my art that way. So yeah, you just tell everybody what you do. Tell everybody you're an
Yeah.
artist. It felt really weird for me for about a year saying, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm an artist. You know, and I thought somehow, you know, the club would come out and hit me. You know, but it turns out that art can be a viable business, and
Exactly.
it can be a great way of life. And I'm really glad that the company I work for went bankrupt. Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you
And not
guys.
only are you an artist, you're a very good artist at that.
You are.
Oh,
very
thank
good
you
artist,
so much.
yes.
Well, a shout out to my husband Bruce Potter, because I couldn't do any of that
Yes.
without him. And yeah, and to you guys for having me. I have a T-shirt I got, but I don't have it on.
Well, we all appreciate the support.
Yeah, we do. We all
Yeah.
appreciate the support. There was
Of
one
yours.
last thing that I wanted to
What?
ask you. Oh, what does the future hold for Patti?
Oh gosh, I really would like to. I'm going to have a break, I think, in June and July, and so I want to continue to work on a solo show that has been in my heart and mind for a long time that I haven't really had the time to dedicate to. So I'm not going to drop out, but I'm going to kind of cloister up for a couple months and try to work that out, and then. Later in October, I'm going to be working with Michael Graham and his wife, Nicole Graham, who have City Chickens and the Garden Hen. And they teach children in school the life cycle of their food, and they bring chickens in and they candle eggs, and the kids get to see what hatches in 21 days. And
That's so cute.
yeah, I
love
think
that.
it's # the Garden Hen. And they also have a chicken chew, which is a feed, healthy feed for chickens. And they build coops, my urban coop. They build coops in the city, and they
This
teach
sounds like
people
something
about
so
that.
cool to be involved
Yeah.
with.
I actually
so-
want to farm.
Yeah,
to be
we're
quite
gonna
honest
do.
with you. I do. I want to farm because I want chickens and I want my own eggs.
They're
and I want,
gorgeous. You should-
I want some
yeah.
cows. I'm not gonna lie. I do.
You should check them out. So I'm doing a whole series of small watercolors on chickens. I had no idea they were that beautiful and that myriad. And then I'm also doing part of my Historic Houston series. I'll be adding to that. And the first piece in that series has actually been, it was purchased 2 years ago by Jonathan Gluce, who used to be the Houston Arts Alliance president. But anyway, I'll be creating more of those. And it's going to be called City Chickens. And
Of
so a
course.
percentage of the
I love
proceeds will
that.
go, and Mike will be there with his therapy chicken, pine cone. Oh yeah, oh my God, pine cone you would love. It's this fluff ball. I think she's called a fancy hen or something.
Oh
She's crazy.
my God, that's
And so I'll have the
awesome.
paintings of the chickens and painting of city
How
scenes and city chickens, and
fun.
we'll, so in October, and I'm not sure where it's going to be. I'd love to hold it if you're listening at the African American Library in 4th Ward, Freedmanstown.
Wow, how interesting.
People at the city.
Yeah,
Well,
no, we put it out into the universe.
I feel that once you come back from vacation and you're just gonna have a whole lot of inspiration. Like who
Yeah.
knows what you're gonna come up with, because
Yeah.
Brazil's so colorful, so vibrant, so
Yeah.
So I can't
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be
imagine-
wonderful.
I can't imagine in what mindset you're gonna return
Oh,
and
yeah.
what pieces that's gonna create. I'm excited
Thank you.
for that.
Oh yeah, I'm excited too. Thank you for that.
Wow.
So give us again one more time. What is your website?
Okay, so it's going to be, of course, artist Patti, Patti Lennon, Lennon artistpattilennon.com. And if you just hashtag artist Patti Lennon, then I'm going to come up with Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and my website.
And then your handles are your
at artist Patti Lennon.
okay, perfect.
And we'll definitely include all your handles
we'll include all of that
in our description box.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys are the best.
Thank you so much. Any last words that you want to add?
I just want to say that I really appreciate you guys bringing me here and giving me a chance to talk about my art, and of course giving me a chance to talk about hashtag the Red Production.
No,
You guys, artists and friends and family of mine, I'm just going to give you a personal plea, and that is that if you know anybody who's been sick with anything, it's difficult. If you are sick with HIV or AIDS, you have all that difficulty, and you have the stigma sometimes of people feeling like they can't touch you, they can't reach out to you, they can't connect with you in the way that humans need to connect with each other.
Absolutely.
And so I want to connect with all of you out there right now and just tell you that this is something that's close to our heart. And I know your heart because I see it every single day. And show your heart and let people know that everyone deserves love. Hashtag.
So let's before we go to close, let's we want to invite
and we want to say hi to a couple of people, guys.
Let's do that first.
I'm going to tag her right now because I want to take a special moment to thank one of my friends. She actually used to work for me, but she is probably one of the strongest people that I know. Has most beautiful soul. She's in Las Vegas. Sandria Johnson, I saw you post and just really speak highly of the show and what we're doing and the awareness that we want to bring. So Sandria Johnson, thank you, you beautiful
Absolutely.
person.
She supports us 110%.
And you know what?
Amazing.
She has two of her brothers went missing recently. They've been found, but it's like in the midst, I know, in the midst of all this, she still takes the time to be positive and to give us a shout out and to give the Red Production, which, she's 1,500 miles away.
And that's why they say be kind, because you don't know what somebody is going through. They have their own personal struggles.
Yeah. So Sandria Johnson, I love you, baby girl. I love you so much. And then Vianney. I can't wait to. Hi, Vianney. Hi, beautiful.
I have your shirt, Vianney. I will touch base with you later.
And your
Michelle,
Mrs. Houston.
Our Mrs. Houston.
And Michelle Tello boy. Queen B over here is watching. Oscar Blanco.
Me gusta la camisa. Do you want to order one, Oscar?
Okay.
Let us know what size you want.
Oscar is in New
because
York.
You do know 20% of the sales of these shirts will go to the Red Production.
Yeah.
And then we will give that to the AIDS Foundation.
Yeah.
Because I want to touch on real quick that we're not making any money.
Yeah,
off
we're
of
not
these
making
shirts.
any money.
We're helping a small company start up their T-shirts. So she's making the profit, and she has agreed with us to give 20% back to the Red Production.
So,
and they're beautiful.
Yeah.
And the quality, I mean, they're really nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, the hero here is
Judy Alanis.
Yes. So, guys, we don't want to seem like the heroes. That she has decided that out of her profits, she is giving 20% back. So, thank you so much, Judy. We appreciate you. The Red Production appreciates you. Arnold Garza is watching. Yay.
Tin, he is always awesome.
Tin is dope, and we are gonna bring him on the show one day. I had a conversation with him. You are gonna be on the show, baby.
Virgie was watching. Hi, Virgie. Thank you for watching. I have placed your order too for your T-shirt. Nice. Curtis is our #1 fan. He's always watching. We're gonna teach him some Spanish.
Yes.
Because he did not understand yesterday. But he watched. He watched. But he had no idea what we're talking about.
Huh? That was his caption. Huh?
So he didn't understand what we're saying, but he watched the whole thing.
Curtis is your all-American boy.
Beer-loving.
Watches NASCAR, loves Coors Light, but he does not miss an episode. So he loves us. We love Curtis.
He's so goofy.
So let me see. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Herbert Rojas. Hello out there. So guys, thank you so much.
So it's you just roll your R's.
Yeah. So guys, please just continue to share and tag any of your friends to just go like our pages. We're trying to get to 2,000.
Share our video. Please share. Not just because of Social Soda, but because what we are a part of, and that is hashtag direct production. It means the world to us because it's not about us. It's about everyone else and spreading awareness and education. So please share our videos.
Yeah. And I think it's safe to say that that's kind of been like our thing. It's like we want to definitely make sure that we are shining light on everybody else.
It's not about us.
This is a platform that we've been given, and we're so thankful that we have the opportunity to meet incredible people like you. Like, I mean, it's just
because it's not about us. It is about you and everybody that's watching.
And it's so funny because it's like I think that I've told you before. I was like, I want to meet this person. I want other people to meet him, and I'm like, I'm gonna throw in the social soda.
Yes.
I was like, because I feel like I need to meet them, and the world needs to meet them, you know.
So let's bring on the amazing founder of the hashtag reproduction, the Queen Bee himself, Mr. Boy.
Hi guys.
Yay.
How are you? Good to see you guys, Miss Patti.
Hi.
Y'all are awesome. Well, guys, am I in the frame?
Are you in the? Is he in the frame?
Before we start talking business, ladies, my shirt's in the frame. This is your HIV/AIDS helping people out. She's a coach. Guys, before we continue on, thank you both for being here. Patti for helping us out.
My pleasure.
And as Patti said, this condition, this disease, it has a stigma to it, and that's what this event is about. It's great to raise money, but you know, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, guys. And so raising awareness and talking about a disease that's affecting Houston right now, every 5 hours, someone is diagnosed with HIV.
Wow.
And of those diagnosed, 45% are under the age of 22. Between the ages of 12
those are alarming
and 22.
Statistics. Those are alarming.
And that should blow your mind. Where else, Patti, can you give $25 to change someone's life?
Yeah.
$25 can change someone's life. These tickets start at $25, and of that $25,
100%.
100% goes back.
Thanks.
Think about that. Of the $25 that you buy, that $25 goes back. And I can't think of any other place that I want $25 to go to.
Yeah, that's right.
That's changing someone's life.
Yeah, right.
That's helping someone get their medication. And Patti, if they don't get this medication, they can die.
Right. Right.
There are people out there that have been diagnosed with HIV and AIDS that are battling internally. They're battling the stigma, self-hatred, loathing. They've lost their family. How many of us have been diagnosed with cancer and lose our family? That doesn't really happen often. Our family comes to us usually.
Yes.
But if you're diagnosed with HIV, your parents will turn sometimes from you. Your family will turn from you sometimes. Your partners will turn from you sometimes. Your friends will turn from you.
And I wanted to add that the hashtag reproduction is a nonprofit organization.
It's a nonprofit.
And it works with volunteers. No one here is getting paid to do anything.
No one is getting a dime. So, everything from our venue to our food, to our alcohol, to our artists, to everyone volunteering, it is all given. And that's what event, huge hearts, guys. And that's what this is really, really about. So what is the date for the event, guys?
May 24th.
May 24th. And what time?
6 o'clock for VIP. So doors will probably open what, 5:30?
5:30.
Yeah. So
7 o'clock
VIP,
for general admission.
Yeah.
And our VIPs get one-on-one time with Patti Lennon Potter.
I will be part of your VIP experience.
Nicholas Wynn, I want to thank you for watching and being a part. Nick is absolutely incredible. He is a couture designer in Houston. He's incredible.
He's hot.
And he's beyond how he's incredible. So our VIPs get, I'm going to go and say what they're going to get. Let's talk about that real quick. I know we're supposed to talk about it. But every time we're going to let a little bit out. Our VIPs will have unlimited liquor, alcohol. They will have unlimited. That's one thing they will get. And they will also get one-on-one time with our artists and designers. And then we'll talk about what they get
That's
next
That's my favorite part of the VIP. I don't care about the alcohol. I want to be able to have that experience to talk one-on-one with the sponsors, with the artists. That's what I'm excited about.
And she's a plethora of knowledge.
Edwin Henderson's food.
Oh, Edwin Henderson will be serving you all the VIPs one-on-one food.
Edwin.
Guys, you will not get better than this.
And he is our guest next Friday.
Yes, he is so good.
Let me not to get off track, but okay, so I took my mom to a fashion show, and you know, she actually works in kitchens. She works for a hotel, so she works in the kitchen. So she's very snooty sometimes when it comes to food. So she tried his food and she could not stop talking about it.
Really?
So yes, she loved it. So if my mama loves it,
Your
who's the
mom's
biggest,
cute though.
she is hella, yes,
knows
but
how
she
to
will
cook.
also tell you when she does not like something. So-
And I also want to thank, before we
I
forget,
know.
Mark Harvey and Ryan LaFleur. These guys are helping us out.
Oh, Mark.
They are just incredible guys. So
Well,
Bruce is
they'll
here.
also be on the
yes,
social
they're all going to be
soda.
on here. But I want to always draw attention that this cause is super, super, super important. So I added the
Yes.
link in the comments, guys,
Okay.
to get your tickets. Tickets start at $25. Now VIPs is a whopping $50.
Wow.
We only have 50 at 50. Right
But
now,
we've already
we've
sold
already
more
sold
than half.
26.
Wow.
We've sold 26 VIP
If they
tickets.
don't
So
hurry, they're not going to be in
they're,
the
they won't.
They're
And-
gonna be upset.
And the reason I've been asked, why have you only done 50 VIP? Because I want everyone to get one-on-one time. If there's 100 of you, you won't get one-on-one time with Patty. You won't get one-on-one time with the girls. You won't get one-on-one time with Nick or with Arnold or with myself. We want to keep it real family. We want to be tight.
yeah.
You know, we want to make sure that everyone gets one-on-one time
You
because this is
definitely want
about
them
love.
to experience the experience.
Experience this, guys, and more important than anything else, you walk away knowing that $25, that $50 you gave, 100% goes back to AIDS Foundation Houston. They do housing, they do counseling, they do job placement, they have prison outreaches. I mean, they have something that we're going to talk about
Yes.
tonight. I'm going to have a live tonight on Camp Hope, and Camp Hope is for children ages 7 to 16. And in this camp, they don't talk about their condition. They don't talk about anything
Wow.
other than having a good time. So that's what this is about. Anyway, love you guys. Thank
Love
you
you
so much
too.
for watching.
And I just want to reiterate that this runs on volunteer help. No one is getting paid. So open your
Right.
hearts and open your wallets.
Yes,
Yes.
please, please.
And I want to thank again Arnold Garza and
Can you
his
bring him up
wife
here?
for sponsoring
Come on,
this
come on, all of y'all, all of
amazing
y'all, come on.
place.
All of y'all, come on.
Because without you guys, it could not have been possible. So want to thank
Come on in,
everybody.
come on in, guys.
Thank you
Come on in,
guys.
come on in.
Yeah.
Y'all look beautiful.
And I want to love on this guy really quickly because without this team that's in front of you guys,
They're
I could
making it
not-
possible.
We could not give back 100%. It would be impossible. It would be impossible. But because these guys have such a huge heart and said, we're going to do this. And there are people in the city of Houston that are afraid to help out HIV. Or what if they think that I have it? Or what if they think it doesn't matter. This guy said it doesn't matter what people think. He said that to me so many times. It doesn't matter what people think. I'm going to do what's right for me. Their entire team has an amazing heart.
Yes.
And I want to thank them. I want to thank you all for being
Thank
here.
you all so much. So keep tuning in. We'll be having episodes every week shedding light on a different artist, sponsor, and
Yeah, and just continue to support us, supporting our community, guys, and topics that some people don't want to talk about. It's not all pretty. So please share, like,
Share and like.
Yeah.
And I want to say this too before they leave, because y'all never say it about yourselves. When you're watching them, show them some love, guys. Show some hearts, hearts. Because that's what I do.
Pretty fabulous.
It's a way of showing appreciation. And it's just clapping.
Everyone deserves love.
Everyone
well,
deserves love.
I wanted to before that I wanted to say hashtag the Rep Production, and then hashtag everyone deserves love, and then because we are
The
Social
Social
Soda.
Soda.
Bye guys, and see you next week.